To the free agents, will they stay, will they go? After a quick word from FanDuel. The NFL regular season is wrapped up, but there's still plenty of time to get in on the playoff action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed just by placing a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And the best part about FanDuel, it's so easy to use, guys. They have live same-game parlays. They can find bets in the new Explorer tab. You can make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, which is the best and easiest way to find popular parlays, and so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, an official partner of the NFL, an official partner of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. And if you have a winning ticket, make sure you send it to us on Twitter or email it to me at mlucas2@tegna.com. Guys, the Browns have 26 upcoming free agents this offseason. Some guys who played in 2024 or 2023, some guys who barely saw the field at all. So we'll run through these quickly.
That's half the roster.
We'll run through it quickly. I'll give you a name, happy face, if you think, not whether they should, but if you think he will be back in 2024. And sad face if you think he'll be on another team.
Not what we would do. It's what we think the Browns are going to do.
We're going to play Andrew Berry.
The whole show today is playing Andrew Berry with Amari Cooper and this. You guys are in Andrew Berry's shoes.
Right. Well, not really, Mike, because we're not doing what we would do as Andrew Berry. We're doing what we think Andrew Berry would do.
Yeah, you're wearing Andrew Berry's shoes.
Because my answers would be different, I think.
Right.
This is what you think Andrew Berry will do. Not what you would personally do.
Okay.
Let's start with Za'Darius Smith.
So many rules.
Too many rules.
Happy face stays,
this is
sad
really
face
hard.
goes.
This is like one of the hardest ones for me.
Really?
Yeah.
This was one of the easiest ones for me.
This is hard. He's a free agent?
Yeah.
They're all free agents, G. That's the point.
I think Za'Darius is going over the cliff.
I think you gave some numbers when we signed him, and I put those out because I didn't want to believe that was true.
Yeah. But it showed.
But they don't.
Why do you think they might bring him back?
Because it's sort of like where they were with Clowney the year before. They don't, unless you believe Alex Wright is ready.
Yeah, but they got Ogbo too, and he was pretty good.
He's not in every down.
Ogbo's but between Alex Wright and Ogbo, you could bring in another veteran free agent in the mix there.
I don't think he's coming back, but I do sense a little bit of the Clowney situation, and Clowney was a disaster. In year two.
I agree with that.
Disaster in year two, but I asked this at the time when they released him. Is it a chance that he's got this right and the Browns are at fault? And everybody's like, no, he's got to go. He's cancer. He's got to go. And at the end of the year, Joe Woods went.
Yeah.
And I read a piece this morning. The Ravens are in the championship game in large part because Jadeveon Clowney's rebirth. I thought, that way you would look good in the Browns
I think he still had to go from here.
Go back to Tennessee and ask him about Jadeveon Clowney. Go back to Houston and ask him about Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep.
I think
because they're loving him in Baltimore right now.
Okay.
Well, did we after 1 year were they saying good things after his 9.5 sack year? Because I never heard any whispers of him being a problem.
So I think he's one of those guys that he reads the room. He reads the room when he gets there and he wants to see, okay, can I get away with this or can I?
Oh, interesting.
You go to Baltimore, they not letting him get away with that. Like, what are you talking about?
Mike Vrabel told him to go away twice.
Yeah,
he did.
Like, that tells me what I need
to know.
Now,
Mike's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, if Jadeveon goes back to Baltimore next year, it very well could end like he plays on a different team every year for a reason.
He's a hired gun.
Yeah, he's a mercenary.
Yeah, he is.
So, and that's how he was described.
But I just think what we got out of Smith, I remember the day we signed him and the mood on this set. We were doing victory laps. We were spiking footballs.
And by the way,
I never saw that player.
Just a guy here.
He was just a guy.
If Za'Darius Smith would have played the way we were to our excitement level, the Cleveland Browns would possibly be still playing right now.
Bull warned us, though. Bull said he went back and looked at the 2022 season.
Second half went off the cliff.
He nosedived after the first half of the season.
I just didn't. I didn't. I'm like, where's your pass rush moves, dog?
Nothing.
He just was like over there. And the Browns still need to get another defensive end.
So we all agree that Za'Darius
is
gone.
All agree. Next, one of his fellow defensive line mates. How about Shelby Harris? Do you think he'll be back next season, or do you think he'll be a free agent?
I think Shelby's gone.
He'll be cheap, right?
Yeah.
He knows the system, and he had moments. So I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes.
I think because he fits a role, and he's going to be cheap.
Yeah, I don't have a strong feeling either way. I could easily see him walking.
Yeah,
I could
I'm
too.
with you. I'm not real strong, but if I got a pick here,
But
I think they'll bring him back.
If it's a 1-year deal, similar money to what he had this year,
Yeah,
sure.
I could see a path.
Because I didn't see nothing from Siaki Ika that tells me he's the next Haloti Nada. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no.
So
Not yet.
Not yet. Like, he got some work to do. So nah, I'll bring him back.
I mentioned this when we did this a couple weeks ago in the fast version. Harris's durability is a reason I think there's a good chance he comes
could
back.
be back.
For a defensive
But I
tackle,
got no.
never really misses games. All right, next up. How about Taki? Filled in admirably.
You had another
linebacker role.
defensive lineman. You skipping a linebacker now?
It bounces all over.
I don't like that.
Hey, look.
I said no on Shelby Harris because I was going to say yes on the other defensive tackle. But
Well, we're going to
okay.
get to him. Don't worry. All 26
he's on
are
the
this
list.
Yeah. All right. See, I'd be very surprised if Taki's not
I
back.
would too.
He's back because Anthony Walker probably.
Yes.
right.
Yes.
This is your new starting Mike. New starting Mike Backer.
That was the logic that I used too, right there.
And he's better inside than he was outside.
What do we
So-
think they're going to have to pay him? $8 million a year? $10 million a year?
I don't think
I
that
was
much.
not gonna give
No,
that.
not
That's
that
too
much.
much. That's
And
too
we
much.
know the Browns don't really value linebackers. They don't spend a lot of money at that position. If I'm Taki, I want to come back.
Maybe
I want to
three-
play
maybe
another
3 for
year in the
18.
Jim Schwartz system.
Actually, Bull, I saw his contract, and when I read it, it said Minimowski.
I mean, he's going to get something. He's played pretty well.
I think he'll get more than it's obviously
maybe
his
$6
rookie
million a
deal.
year.
I'd give him the Anthony Walker deal. I'm looking up to see what Walker.
Wasn't that 1 year, 6?
I-
Maybe a
Wasn't
multi-year
it $6
though.
million?
I would do
Same
that
money.
too.
That's
Maybe 3 years, 18 mil,
I'd be
10
fine with
guaranteed,
that.
something
Yeah,
like that.
something
That'd be
like
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Shoot.
Next up, Joe Flacco. Not should he, in your opinion.
This
You're
the
Andrew
hardest
Berry
one.
here. Do you think he'll be back? Yes or no?
This is the hardest one.
2 no's. Jason and Jay on the no side.
Joe and I are
Both
buddies
thinking
now
hard.
after our
Yeah,
conversation.
I know.
It's
So you have
Bull's
more
best
insight
friend.
than any of us.
Let me give you,
Joe really liked it here. He really, it meant so much to him the way the fans reacted to him.
But if New Orleans calls and says we're going
But
to give you $6 million,
I think some team that has a worse quarterback situation than the Browns will sign him.
that's
So,
exactly why I think he won't be back. I think Joe wants to come back. I actually think the Browns want him back. Talked to Jim yesterday about some different things off the air. I do think that the Browns would like him back. I just think there's going to be too big of a market for him.
man, this is going to suck. I don't think Barry's going to do it, and I'm going to go on the opposite side of the spectrum. Andrew Berry has foresight. Y'all, the fans is a bunch of liars. Y'all be lying. I be seeing y'all be lying. Everybody be like, no. If Deshaun's playing poorly, we'll definitely still support Deshaun if Flacco's on the right. Liars. The second that man throw a couple picks, let him play 2 or 3 games, they're going to have Flacco. They're going to be talking about we need to get him on the bench. We just put Joe back in. I don't understand though. Andrew Berry understands that you guys are liars, and he's not going to go down that route. Joe, I appreciate
Then he's
that.
underestimating the mental strength of his quarterback.
Well,
and
and
that's what he's
who
doing.
cares how the fans' reaction is?
Yeah, I don't care about that
shouldn't
either.
care
But if Andrew Berry believes I can't bring him back because it could be toxic for the locker room,
Yeah, that's bad.
then that tells me that he does not have a strong opinion of Deshaun Watson's
That's
mental
true.
strength.
Or
Because a good quarterback wouldn't give a rat's ass. He's making $60 million.
But it's not even-
No one should
it's-
be looking over their shoulder less than him.
You're saying it's the teammates, right?
It's the whole locker room. It's not even the quarterback. That's part of it. I absolutely believe part of it because, I've been on record and I still believe you can't bring him back because, number one, they're chanting Joe Flacco's name.
facts.
They love this man
What are
in
you
the
talking
city,
about?
and they don't like Deshaun. They
Yes.
don't like him.
They
There's
don't
a
like
large
him.
portion of the fan base. I'm not going to say it's the majority. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but I think we can all agree there's a large fraction of this fan base
Based on how
that
he's
doesn't
played,
even like him.
I always say this. Fans don't care about anything but win.
Yes.
Oh, no,
In
no.
Pittsburgh, they didn't give a rat's ass that Ben had a bad
no.
track record
Oh,
with some outside the game
Not
stuff.
not with this one, Jay. You can get that off. If you drafted him, he is seen as
I-
an outsider.
He's still
Yes.
a member of the
There-
Browns. If
there
he
is-
wins, they're going to love this guy. But he's got to win.
If Deshaun played great and went 12-5 and he played all the games, was
It
playing
will be
lights
his
out,
city.
Most of the fans would come around.
Yes.
Now, I agree with G. There'd be a higher percentage
Oh,
that still would
25,
like him
25.
than Ben
Ooh.
Roethlisberger.
Ooh.
25.
I said 20 the other day, but
You're right because he has no deposits in the bank.
Right.
He
Well,
just got
and that,
here.
Listen,
and he
that's
got
part
here.
of the equation.
the only way he'd get 99%
Win a Super Bowl.
is if he won a Super Bowl.
But ultimately, I still think the biggest reason you can't bring him back is because of the locker room. because there are guys in that locker room. If Deshaun has 2 or 3 bad games in a row,
It's
it's
a
gonna.
wrap.
Tyvis has told you that. I've talked to
So
other
aren't
players
you
who say that.
underselling the
No.
guys in the locker room then?
No.
It's
Wait,
the reality.
let me ask you this. Myles Garrett wouldn't have a right to say if Deshaun is performing poorly, and I'm not even saying it, I would say worse than he did last year. If Deshaun played at the level that he played this year, no one's screaming for Joe Flacco.
But
The Baltimore game,
but-
Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson on the Monday after the Baltimore game, before we heard the news of his shoulder,
We were all
the
feeling good
newsroom was
about it.
more abuzz on that day than any
Yeah.
day in my 5 years
Sure,
here.
sure.
They were going nuts. Everybody had Deshaun Watson fever.
because there was no viable option behind him.
Well, why would you need a viable option if he plays like that?
But
I
it-
don't care who's
yeah.
behind him if he plays like that.
In the movie of one of the great movies I love, Drumline. One band, one sound. You can't have two.
Yeah.
And you can't give people another option behind him. Think about it.
We got to have a backup quarterback. So you want to have someone who's terrible just so everybody in the locker room's happy with that.
Listen,
That's not gonna work, guys.
I go back to Ohio
That's the second most important position on the team.
I go back to Ohio State. Ask Cardell Jones. I told Cardell, you should have went to the league. When you got J.T. Barrett, when you got Braxton Miller, you got
Yeah.
Cardell Jones, you had a team that was ready to go 2-3 championships in a row. But what happens, Jay, is when I noticed something, them fans, I've never seen the Cleveland Browns fans embrace a person other than Baker Mayfield like they embrace Flacco.
Bernie Kosar.
That Jets
What do you
game,
mean?
that Jets game that he played was almost as big as the Jets game when the beer fridge was
We've
open.
never seen.
And both were Thursday nights, and I was in the stadium for both, and I would absolutely agree with exactly
we've
what
never
you said.
seen a guy who was disliked in Cleveland be
More.
embraced like that. I mean, that's never happened.
That's
before.
crazy. He played for our rival.
But to your earlier, there's a big gap between Flacco and you're going to have a terrible backup quarterback. Maybe they bring Jacoby back. Jacoby's going to be at a lower number next year because he didn't play this year.
Listen,
So-
if they can go get Jacoby, then Joe Flacco is not an option. He's not in the
Also,
conversation.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Jacoby is not a threat to the
But
locker
here's
room.
what, by your definition and yours, you're like, I don't want a good backup quarterback.
No,
'cause
no.
that could make things.
No, I don't want
I
that
would bring.
guy.
I want the best backup quarterback they can get.
But-
and feelings be damned.
But the
We're
extra-
in this thing to win it.
the
And
extra-
the second most important
Hold on.
position on the roster is the backup quarterback.
The exercise is not what I would do. This is what Andrew Berry would do. And for me, Andrew Berry has already got the marching orders. To me, Haslam's like, listen.
Well, we all agree he's not coming back.
Haslam's like, hey, we got Deshaun Watson. I know they love Joe Flacco, but I'm going to stop this before it even starts.
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with Flacco, where he ends up.
But I would bring him back personally. Myself.
All right, Mike.
In a vacuum,
Yeah.
I would love to have him back. In reality, I don't think it's possible. In a vacuum, though, sure, of course you'd love to have him back.
I just-
But
it's-
if you can go get and I don't want to spend much more time on it, but if you do want to spurn 3 roster spots, 3 spots on the 53 on a quarterback, you do want to go get another veteran. There's plenty of others out there. Again, there's Jacoby. There's
Andy
other
Dalton.
options.
I think
that you
they're
can
of the
get
mindset
without being
You would
Flacco.
know better than me. I think they're like, we're rolling with DTR. We drafted him.
They may
He's
feel
our- he's
differently,
our
though,
backup
after the way the season went.
Can you ask, there's fans out there, ask the fans, do you feel like Deshaun Watson and Flacco could coexist?
We did the other day when we did the discussion on that after the.
What was the
interview.
What's the answer?
It was like 75-25. Yeah, they can.
I mean, listen, put on your big boy pants.
Yeah.
One band, one sound. Here's the sound. Let's go win a Super Bowl. And the way the locker room embraced Joe Flacco last year was all well and good. But trust me, on that first day of training camp 2024, this will unquestionably, as it should be Deshaun Watson's team. Right. And if Joe Flacco's in camp, everybody would look at Joe completely different. That's our insurance policy. But when a team has a Super Bowl window or a window to win, and you neglect a position like the backup quarterback,
Yeah.
But
don't
why
cry
does
to me next year if DTR comes in and plays 6 games
do
because
you
Deshaun's hurt and he's awful.
So do you think Joe Flacco at 40 years old is the best backup quarterback in the NFL?
He was the best one I saw this year. So I can't project how he's going to look next year.
Because you're making it sound like it has to be Flacco or else they're not going to have a good backup
What I'm
quarterback.
saying is, as I'm putting together a roster, I owe it to the fan base and all the other guys on the roster to put the best player in that position I possibly can, with all the constraints being factored into the equation.
Jay, what Jason is saying is that this is maybe not even an issue between Flacco and Watson. It's that they can't help it. If there are some players that feel that Flacco's better for the team, it could cause some dissension within the team.
So let me ask you this:
and they'd be better off with another veteran backup, even if he's slightly not as good as Joe Flacco.
One that doesn't threaten Deshaun as much.
Well,
it's not about threatening Deshaun. It's about.
I think all of this.
I mean, Joe was terrific for those 6 games, and we all had a great time.
He still threw a ton of picks, as much as we love him.
I mean,
and was awful when we needed him to be.
I'm going to keep going back to Jacoby Brissett. Is there really a mammoth drop off from Joe Flacco to Jacoby Brissett?
I don't think so, but I didn't see Jacoby play this year. I can tell you, based on the Jacoby we saw in the Browns offense in 22 and the Flacco we saw in the Browns offense in 23, there's a huge drop.
There's a big difference because Jacoby's not going to take the chances that Flacco does. So he's not going to make the big plays Flacco does. He's also not going to throw as many picks as Flacco
And
would.
we were 4-7.
Yeah.
It was lightning in a bottle with Joe. It was great. I don't know how sustainable it is.
All right, you want to get to the next one, Mike?
ahead.
Let's
Yeah,
go
we
to
gotta blow
another
through
Browns
these.
backup quarterback this season. Harrison Bryant, you bring him back?
Backup quarterback.
I think the Browns will bring him back.
Yeah, they'll bring him back.
He's a perfectly nice number
He's
2
a
tight
great
end.
number 2 tight end.
He's got a use in this offense.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's going to bring him back.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys got the joke about the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I did.
Glad
I like
you're
that.
listening.
That was well
Obviously, he's a
played.
tight end, but he took the 4th and 1 sneaks. Okay, glad that's out of the way. Next up, Marquise Goodwin, a guy we did not see much of this season due to injury. Would you take another flyer or no?
No. They need upgrades. He's one of the spots they need to get a better player.
He had a moment. He gave us one moment.
The Bears game.
Yeah.
I'll say this. We need someone with that kind of speed.
Yeah. But who could play more?
And who can be a legitimate threat.
Yeah,
Like
all the
when
time.
you saw number 3 on the field, there were alarm bells going off on the defense because everybody knew what was coming. He was in there for one reason.
Yeah.
Either to take an end around, 2 reasons, or to take a deep shot and stretch the field. That was it.
Next up, Jordan Elliott, who had a bit of a renaissance this season with the Browns. Tough one.
Yeah, I'm bringing him
Yeah,
back.
I think he's going to bring him back. Although he didn't draft Jordan Elliott, right? He was drafted, I think, the year before.
I can't remember on that. I don't know. It feels like
Did
he
draft.
I think
feel like he
draft.
did
Oh, he
draft
did?
him.
That was
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
first
he did.
draft?
Yeah, I feel like
Third
he did.
round. Yeah.
Then okay. Then
And I think he. Who said the Renaissance? Was it you? That's a
I
good
mean,
way
he
of
had a
putting
nice season. He's not going to cost a ton of money, so I think they'll bring him back.
Next up, the punter, Corey Bjorquez.
Yes.
Yeah, man, he played,
Big leg and
they'll
got
probably
better
re-sign
at
him.
directional kicks and touchbacks late in the season, or before he got hurt. The last couple games for him were not good, but before
had a
the
couple-
injury, he
he had a
showed
couple
signs
ducks.
of getting better at back spinning it and putting it down inside the 5.
I mean, if he doesn't have the strongest leg in the NFL, it's top 5.
he booms the ball.
Yeah, they're not going to.
He had some punts that traveled 80 yards in the
Although
air.
I think somebody should, and maybe the Browns signed the punt god. That guy's been blackballed from the league.
Can you believe that he is not in the league still?
I mean, the league
Well, he
blackballed
got
Colin
cleared
Kaepernick, so I can
mid-season,
believe
so-
everything.
He'll be.
I guess.
I bet you he'll be in a camp next year.
Yeah, he should
God,
be.
how can he not?
the NFL is, blackballing is their thing.
That is their thing. They like.
They get
blackball.
reporters and players.
But you know what? He was definitively cleared.
I know.
And to me, I guess, you know what? You could say the same for Trevor Bauer. The big question in baseball this year is he going to be on a roster?
Well,
I don't know that Trevor Bauer's been definitively cleared like this guy.
The evidence that we have seen leads us to believe more likely than not it was a participatory
In this
thing
one-
on her behalf too.
In that one case,
on this one.
on that one case,
Yeah.
she was lying.
There's other cases, and now I believe consenting adults. I don't care what you do if it was consenting adults.
Sure. Do what you
But there
think.
are
Do your
some
thing.
people who will think what he did, even if it was consenting, is not something they want to be associated with.
Bauer's also a lot older than this punt god we're talking about, who's
Yes,
a rookie,
right,
essentially.
right. Yeah.
And also a better track record, though.
Yeah. But I think Bauer's.
obviously nobody's
I think he's
interested.
throwing
But
his
what
last
shocks
pitch
me
in
with the
MLB.
punt god is he was definitively cleared. Like
Yeah.
there was no
Yeah,
more smoke
100%.
around him.
It was
He
one
was
incident,
cleared.
and he was completely
And-
cleared.
But
you know-
but they done scared y'all off the trail. Ain't nobody going now. Every day is like, look, all right, I could come out and we could do a story about him. But then, do you want the blowback? I could.
But once you get, I mean, it's a story of the day you sign him, and he's got to
And then
come
it's
out
done.
and he's got to do the scrum, and he's got to answer everything, and then it's probably he's a punter. It's probably over.
By the
after
way,
that.
speaking of Bauer, it wasn't that long ago that the rotation was Bauer and Kluber
Oh, man.
and Clevenger, and all those guys are done basically.
Well-
Clevenger's Nobody
Carrasco.
signed him yet.
And Carrasco, who is
And Carrasco, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Clevenger's.
Or is
I thought
Carrasco
this the
free
first
agent?
time I saw Clevenger
Yeah.
at spring training, and I loved his stuff. I'm like,
Loved
that,
him. Can't stay healthy.
That
Somebody will sign
delivery
him. He'll get
is
signed.
so violent.
I heard
and
this-
so disruptive.
I heard the
Never
Guardians
laughed.
is looking at Fausto.
They're not looking at anybody else.
Let's go from the punter to a punt returner.
we just
Jakeem
spend as
Grant
much money as Ohio
got
State?
hurt in the
Right.
preseason.
I'm done with Jakeem Grant.
Yeah,
2
I
years
am
gets to
too.
play the game.
I am
I'm
too.
not
He'll get hurt on the very first play of the preseason.
Not interested.
That's I feel bad for the guy.
Sorry,
I
pal.
do too.
I
Let
mean,
someone else take a risk.
But
on him.
I mean, he waited all that time and he got hurt in the preseason game, right?
Yep.
Kansas City.
both
See ya.
times. It was like the first
Yeah.
preseason game and the first practice. You know what will happen though? My prediction: Cincinnati will sign him, and he'll be a Pro Bowl punt returner, and he'll score 2 touchdowns against us in the 2 games he plays.
He'll play for the Chiefs, run one back in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
What about Mike Ford? He filled in at cornerback duty, a pretty good special teamser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I
Bring
like
him
him.
back.
I
Right
think
there.
they'll bring back Mike
I
Ford.
love his special teams play.
Yeah, I think that's his calling card.
Yep.
Kareem Hunt.
And he's a good backup.
Made a couple of plays too.
And by the
He had
way,
a nice pick.
And by the way, he looks pretty swaggy as well. Could you put him back up
He's
here?
swaggy. The extra points of swagginess.
Swaggy P.
You DBs need to learn from Mike Ford.
What is it
looks
about
great.
his uni game that you love?
Man, look at it. First of all, he has the orange spat. The orange spat.
Yeah, that is sharp.
He borrowed that from Deshaun Watson. Only Deshaun has orange spats. You can't even find that. Second of all,
Well, Eric Metcalf started it.
yes, he does.
Back
But
in the
but,
day.
but these are colored. He also has the brown socks on the elbow right there. Those are socks cut up on the elbow,
Really?
and he has the dark visor. So he has the Madden starter kit. That's what you when you draft a guy. That's what you draft. You put an automatic shield on him and be ready to go.
All
We
right.
talked about this next guy quite a bit this week, but if you're Andrew Berry, do you bring back Kareem Hunt in 2024?
And that ship has sailed.
Nope.
That ship has sailed.
But I do think someone's going to give him another look.
Between Jason. No, I'm playing. Hey, no, Stump. Hey, Stump took
Now
over
he's
for
down
you.
to
You're
2
a
wheels.
fan. You are a fan.
Now he has
compared
2
to,
wheels.
He's a fan compared to what Stump said.
I think he's going
He's an advocate.
I think he's going to be in the California Penal League next year.
What?
Wow, that's a,
Jeez. What?
oh my
You
God.
sent him to jail?
What? Nah. Hey, strike
That was a
from the
reference to
record.
Major League.
I
Remember
was
that?
there.
Okay.
I know what it
that-
was.
You got that off. That was a good
Ricky
rebuttal.
Vaughn.
He
Yeah.
cleaned it up. He cleaned it
Next up, Rodney McLeod got hurt, but was productive when he played
Nah.
at third safety. No Schwartz's system. No
Man,
for Jay,
look.
no
I don't
for
need
G,
him.
no for.
up. Look, man.
I got Ronnie Hickman.
Listen,
Yeah, that's
my
why.
backup safety.
Hey, they was listen between him and Juan Thornhill. They got veteran speed too. I seen guys catch rocks and
Veteran
go.
speed.
That veteran speed ain't getting it done. You run a 74 on Madden.
McLeod was here to help teach the system.
And he
Now
did.
they got it.
And he did,
done.
yeah.
And they've done a great job of finding safeties and defensive
I
backs.
agree.
Ohio-
That well has been very fruitful
Yeah.
for the Browns.
Yeah.
I wish they could have had that kind of success at wide receiver.
Coach Prime is looking for a GA. Go holler at the people of Colorado. Get your GA game on. Start with the gunners and punters.
Did you see what Dion did with his team? Had him work out with the
Marines?
The Marines.
Hey, bro. Hey,
Changing it up.
There's a different kind of in shape.
Yeah.
Now, they only won 3 games.
This next one's a twofer. 2 linebackers who more specialize in the special team side than on defense, but Matt Adams and Jordan Kanasic. If you want to go one of each, I'm just trying to fly through the rest of these. So we get it.
Yeah.
nah, here's what
I
I'm
don't-
gonna learn. Here's
I
what.
don't
Listen.
think
Is
so.
there one of these for I don't give a rat's ass?
No. Here,
Put
listen.
them both up for
You know
that.
what? If you don't, it should be a no, and here's why. Half our team is on the free agent list.
Yeah.
We have to get better.
Yeah.
We can't come back with all 26 of these guys.
Right, no.
By the way, hey, listen.
I don't want those guys.
I understand that you got to play well on special teams, but if you playing special teams and you can't play no regular position, no. I seen Jordan Kanasi getting drop kicked to the game. Adams was getting run around. No. You're a linebacker.
Yeah.
You don't just get to run down on kickoff. No, do something. No.
Yep.
Anthony Walker, you guys said yes to
No.
Taki, so I'm assuming it's a no
I
for
would move
everybody.
on, probably.
Hey,
Move
Michelle,
on right to
Thanks
the
for
next
the
one. Then.
time.
How about
He gave us a moment.
Yeah, shout out to Anthony
He got
Walker.
mad as hell at G when he called him a Jag.
I was premature. You're not a Jag. I like your leadership. I like what you gave to.
Love his leadership.
Your beard game is awesome, but we can't do it. We got Taki. Thank you for the memories. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Duron Harmon filled in admirably late due to injury, but
I bring Duron
Jay
Harmon
says
back.
yes.
Yeah, me too.
Harmon and
he made
Hickman
a
is
couple
my
three
third and
yeses
fourth
and a
pick.
no.
Yeah.
He made a couple plays. He made a couple plays. All depends
No,
on.
why, Jay?
I just think that they can do better.
Upgrade. Okay.
I ain't got a problem with that,
How about the 5th quarterback to start a game this year, Jeff Driscoll?
bro.
You're funny.
He technically counts. He's on
How
the
many
list.
guys took snaps? Because I know Kareem Hunt took a bunch. Harrison Bryant took a bunch.
At quarterback?
Yeah, so that's
5
7.
quarterbacks. Bryant, Ford, Hunt,
That's 8.
8. Did Elijah Moore ever get a Wildcat snap?
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
I don't
think
remember
so.
that happening, but
I
maybe.
think 8 then. I
Okay.
would think 8.
Maybe Nick Chubb in that first game.
Hey, Jeff, Southeast Missouri State Financial and Life Insurance has a position for you, bro.
Southeast Missouri. Not even Northwestern.
No, not Northwestern.
Be on a
way too-
practice squad somewhere.
Jerron Christian. Next up.
No. It's a position we absolutely have to get better at.
Oh, no. I'm
See you,
sorry.
Jerron.
Hey, you did your job, Big
Garen.
homie. I appreciate you.
Yeah, he
G
did.
Jr.
He filled a gap.
He did his thing.
And by the way, I don't know that we've talked about this, but we did all of the postpartum that we were going to lose the greatest offensive line coach ever. And now it seems like the wind is blowing that he's going to stay right here.
Yeah, we mentioned that. I thought we mentioned
I don't
that.
think we ever brought it up on the show. We did a
Yeah.
chat deal on it.
Right. Yeah.
So, okay, so let me I never understood this. We'll use Jay Crawford as an example. Corey lives in upstate New York. Corey
No, he
gets to
doesn't.
No, he lives just outside New York City.
New York City. Okay, good. So he get a position and he say, you know what? Who's the biggest track program? Like Tennessee or something? Florida, Arkansas is pretty good.
Yeah, all those are good.
So Arkansas, he moves to Arkansas.
Arkansas is great.
He moves to Arkansas to get your track job.
Now you move in Arkansas.
There it is.
I'll see you on Zoom.
I'm already rich. You come up, I'll see you on Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, but why would I move? I got to move.
Now, the difference here is it is in Nashville. Nashville's a hell of a city. Mm-hmm. It's an up-and-coming city. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fun things to do. The weather is better. Mm-hmm. When you get older, you start thinking about living in warmer climate. So, you know.
but also you and your son are not in the same profession.
Yeah, that's another
Bill
reason
and
why I
his son
wouldn't
are
want to
in
go.
the
I mean,
same
what the hell do you want me to do?
Yeah, right.
Coach public speaking for you jumpers?
If Bill wants to go, they should let him go.
You know,
course,
I
yeah.
said
Absolutely
that to
believe
someone
that.
yesterday, but I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
They've really been protective of him. He's
Oh,
had
yeah.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, but if he had if they gave him a promotion, the Browns couldn't stop him.
But
If
they'd
they
have to
made
give
him
him
the
assistant.
OC
I'll make him an assistant head coach.
or assistant
Yeah,
head coach, they
Get out
couldn't
of here.
stop
You're not getting him.
Yeah.
He's staying. This is an
I
additional
don't
hurdle.
know
The Browns then could counter and say, okay, you're the
I would have thought if
assistant
he was
associate head
going that
coach.
he would have gone already.
The guy just got the job. He's still building staff. He literally just got the job. Like
Yeah.
3
was
days
crying
ago.
at
But this
press
is something he's thought about for,
Oh, for sure.
3
I mean,
years
what-
as he's been on the
You're
trail.
a dad. I would love to work with my
Of course,
son
yeah.
work
That would
for
be
him.
awesome.
I think that would be great.
Wow.
I'd even move to Arkansas for him.
You
But
ever been to Little Rock?
so if
You know the athletic ain't letting that go. You know the kind of contract you got? Son, daughter, God, Jesus, no. You're going to be right here, right?
I'd like to go
I'm
work for
moving to
Jesus.
wherever my son goes to college. That's it.
I don't know which way this is going to end, but the Browns aren't going to let him go without a fight.
But
I do
it
know
does
that.
appear that, I mean, I think it was a
Albert
fait, we
Breer.
thought it was a fait accompli. He was gone.
Right. Albert Breer reported earlier in the week that he doesn't think he's going.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
We'll see. A couple more guys, some no names, and a couple guys who did play, but Jacob Phillips, a guy who got hurt again preseason.
No,
Is his
goodbye.
Browns tenure done?
Bull couldn't even get it out fast
now,
enough.
if he can punt, if we take that picture one more time, if he can be a
Thank
backup to Bojorquez, and it looks from this picture like he could, based on his extension, he does have to point his toe a little bit more. There's too much bend in that ankle. But perhaps he could be a backup punter.
People don't even know Jacob Phillips is on disability and he on workman's comp. I ain't see him play for the Browns yet.
Next
Yeah.
up, Mo Hurst, a guy who is
I'm bringing
productive
Mo
when
Hurst
held
back.
I
back.
love Mo Hurst.
I like him.
He's very cheap, and he was excellent when he was healthy.
He's got a great celebration dance.
Yes.
And he's at the Cleveland Awards Day. He likes it
And he
here.
presented, and I have to tell you, he just came off as the most likable guy of all time.
I like that he was still in Cleveland after the season ended.
I did too.
I love the
Because
fact,
Myles Garrett, who won the award, was not present.
you know good and well he wasn't coming to that. He's like,
He's
listen,
been in the past.
listen, he's defensive player of the year now.
Not yet.
It's like Jay-Z coming to the Grammys. Jay-Z is not going to be here today. He's going to
Accepting for him is Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift accepts all the awards now.
We got 5 more. Run through these real quick.
Okay.
James Prochet, the punt returner.
Pass.
I thought he did a decent job, but will you bring him back?
I'd bring him back.
Again, we've got to upgrade in key positions,
I'd bring him back.
and I think we can do better.
I don't know why-
He had a couple of instances where he didn't catch balls that he should have that cost us a lot.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
And so,
Now give me somebody else. I need somebody to break.
give me a threat to run one back.
Give me somebody.
Those guys are few and far between.
I know
anymore.
they are,
It
but
just
they
doesn't
exist.
It just doesn't exist.
No, they do.
For the most
Jakeem
part.
Grant, you already passed on him.
I'll stop.
He hasn't played for 2 years.
He can't stay healthy.
I'm just pointing out. Next up, Michael Dunn. Valuable 6th offensive lineman. Played a lot this year.
Only because he was needed on a number of different instances, and I thought he played well when he
Nope.
was needed.
Nope, because I'm making Luke Whippler a swing guy. I need you to play guard and center.
All right, this is hard for me because for sentimental
Like
reasons.
Michael Dunn.
I work with his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
She works at the Athletic?
she's a producer. She's on maternity now.
No kidding.
But I think it's a great story that they were dating and living in Strongsville, and she texted Zach and I during the Steelers playoff game and said, "I have to tell you guys something." We're like, "What could you possibly have to tell us?" She said, I'm engaged to Michael Dunn. And we're like, "What?"
Wow.
And she was living 20 minutes away from us the whole time.
That's hilarious.
It was great. It was hilarious. So I would love to see Michael back. The fact that they practice squatted him this year tells me, and now that they got Whippler in the system,
You're right.
I think they'll
Good
probably
point.
move
Bull,
on.
you're so easily influenced.
He's flip-flopped me on that one.
Yeah, that's good reasoning,
He
Jason.
turns you over.
So
That makes
this is
sense.
what happened with
I
Bull
forgot
on
he
that
was
one.
practice squad this
Jason
year.
Lloyd turns.
Yeah, but
Bull
when he
over.
was called on, I thought he
He's
played
great.
well.
Got that, G.
And I think what this year taught me more than anything else, you better have depth at the offensive line, because look at the number of injuries they sustained up
Yep.
there this year. It was astounding.
Yep.
Can we make up a free agent? Can we make up that James Hudson is a free agent and then get him out of here too?
Mike could have probably put a fake name in here. We wouldn't know the difference.
There's one in here you guys may not know. Philip Walker next. Gone. Any chance back? Okay, we'll go with these real quick.
I
Philip
mean,
gone.
he's already been
Hey,
cut once.
You called him Philip. It took me a minute. I'm like, who's that?
Hey man, PJ, hey man, they got a
Tyvis
job
does
over
it.
there. But
I blocked that out.
This drives me nuts, especially with Philip. We came to know that's what Tyvis calls him. Tyvis sent something in the chat the other day about Derek.
Yeah,
and
that's
I was
obnoxious.
busy, and I just glanced at it. I'm like, who the hell is he talking about, Derek? What is he talking about? And I didn't go back and read it again. And then it hit me sometime later. I'm like, he calls Deshaun Derek because that's his real name.
yeah, he does that, man.
Tyvis, stop it.
Nick Harris. Back or no? Nick
PJ
Harris.
Walker next year will be opening a Blimpie franchise in Mobile, Alabama.
so
And
random.
part-time, he working at Kia Bedford.
Nick Harris.
Yeah, Nick
Run
Harris.
I'm done with Nick Harris.
What do you mean? He's the starting fullback. What you talking about?
That's true, he is.
I think he's back.
All right.
He has snuck his way. He has
Guy's
ski
always
masked
hurt.
his way into another job and another check.
He's the only guy I know of that never plays and is always hurt. How's he always hurt?
He's not always hurt.
He's played every
I think he
game.
played all
Go with my
season this
narrative
year.
here.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. The guy's always hurt.
Begging for the
got
narrative.
hurt. He got
Go
hurt.
with my narrative.
That poor guy got
yeah.
hurt in the preseason game in Jacksonville because
got
they had
Lou-
to
he
play
got-
Deshaun, so you got to play your starters, and he lost the starting
Just
job
like
because
Lou
of it.
Gehrig took away the
Yes.
starting job of who?
That's crazy.
Lou Gehrig without the talent.
What's the guy's name? No.
Wally Pipp.
Wally Pipp. He got Wally pipped.
Yeah.
Bull, I'm just going to tell you, there's 2 left. One of them might be fake. You got to tell me if one of these is fake or not. Next up, Ty Neshke.
As I said on our call earlier, that's Jason's racist cousin in Indiana.
Why would you say that?
I know. I didn't like that either. I didn't like that
He
either.
gonna put
It's funny.
He gonna put smut on your family's name.
What's wrong with you?
My gosh.
I didn't realize Ty Neshke was black. That's how little I know about him.
Is he real?
He is real.
That
Yes,
sounds
he's
like
real.
a white guy's name, though.
I thought it was Ray
How's
Nitschke.
Ty Neshke a black guy? That sounds like
Tyvis
a white
Neshke.
guy.
He goes by Ty.
Ty Neshke sounds
Ty
like a
Lue.
hockey player.
Ty Lue. Ty
last one.
we work with.
Sam Kamara.
That's not a real player.
Yes, he is.
Playa.
Yes, he is.
I love
Sam
it.
Kamara's a real player?
I think I do remember seeing that name
I think
somewhere.
he was on their practice squad.
Yeah, he is.
I
They
refuse to
elevated him.
answer because I don't give a crap.
They elevated him.
Bull does not talk. If you're 50 or below on the roster,
I don't
so
care.
that's the last 3 on the active, and
You're
then
done.
all of practice squad, you're dead to Bull.
But he knows-
You're the PFF of in my life.
But he knows every minor league shortstop's mother on their father's
That's
side.
true.
That is a fact.
All of them. Like, yeah, I'm like, he played in the Puerto Rican League, batted 236. He's a platoon guy, can play short, second, and he catches. He throws left-handed, but bats right-handed.
Speaking of which, I got a heck of a score in my baseball immaculate grid this morning.
Nice. Well, that was all 26 free agents.
Mike doesn't care.
Hopefully we educated some people. We'll give our playoff picks.
Which player was fake?
No, they were all
No,
real.
they were
Sam,
all
okay,
real.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
because I
sure.
thought I recognized
I
both
said
of
there
those
wasn't a
names.
0% chance they were all real.
Did Netsky or Kamara play a single snap?
Kamara played special teams against Houston in week 16, whatever that game
Okay.
was.
So he was on field goal block?
He was
He's not coming
the
back.
picture we showed of Kamara was on the Damian Pierce kick return touchdown.
I mean, hell, we
okay.
do have some draft picks, so
Yes.
some people have to go.
All right, so we're going to give our
Wait,
playoff
isn't
picks.
I forgot his name. The kicker. Isn't he a free agent? Hopkins?
Yeah, we just signed a kicker yesterday, and I meant to ask you that. Why did we sign a kicker yesterday?
I think did they
It's
sign for the
a practice squad kicker.
I know, but why?
Well, Hopkins has a history of injuries. Like he was
the
hurt.
guy they signed was the
Every
guy that was
team-
already on their practice
But
squad
but
earlier.
isn't Hopkins would have been on nothing more but a 1-year deal, right?
I believe he's a.
I
free
think
agent.
I'm
he's a
looking up
free
his
agent.
contract. He wasn't on anything I saw.
But you're always going to have two kickers in camp, even if you have a good. Even
Yeah.
I
even the
guess.
Ravens bringing
Are
another
y'all-
kicker.
I guess,
y'all
but
bringing him
in
back?
January?
Are y'all bringing him
Okay,
back?
like him?
Hopkins is under contract next season.
Okay,
He
cool.
is?
Yeah,
Oh,
$2.8
good.
million.
Okay, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that, but I'm glad to hear it.
He signed a 2-year deal before last season with the Chargers. So
And I wonder if that was
for the 23
if
season.
the Browns would have had
423,
an
correct.
easy out
423.
if they didn't want to.
I'm guessing it's not. There's probably not
Yeah.
much of a guarantee. Or
there's
no
zero
guarantee.
guaranteed
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
$0 in
Well,
guaranteed
they're definitely
money.
picking that up.
So all right, we're going to do our NFL picks after we do a little NBA